Hello and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we landed on this planet, which turned out to have a bunch of Chaos Space Marines on it, as well as, what was it called? A Hellbrute, which is a dreadnought but for Chaos Space Marines. So instead of just being in a giant machine casket thing, you are also infused with metal and flesh and demons, and it's just even more terrible than just being an immortal walking coffin of death and destruction. But we dealt with them, and now we're going to explore what this place was, if it'll allow us. From what I know, this whole planet is basically just frozen, and everyone here was killed by the Chaos Space Marines and whatnot. We also got a run-in with the Cognizance fleet at Euphrates 2, but they don't trust us enough to help at the Euphrates 2 siege, so unless we have to get Rin permission from the main Inquisitor guy, I forget his name, then Calcazar something. Anyway, unless I have to get Rin permission from him, I don't know what else to do. So we're just going to try to go back up to Veabos 6 because we got teleported in a gravitational well, which I should have saw that coming, but that was my fault. Anywho, the former warehouse of the planet's defenders, the crates marked provisions are empty and the weapons are simple and of poor quality.
Victory awaits!
Yeah, they're just basically a militia.
What happened to you was just, Marajai. There is no pity in my heart for you.
You are beginning to see the true nature of things, outcast. Pity is the province of the powerless. So continue to give me your pain and despair, just as you did before.
Good talk, good talk. Okay. The bodies, blood. Tearing Vengeance. This power axe deals an additional +9 damage the first round. Each round against a bleeding target restores AP to the wielder. The wielder suffers 6 damage each turn. Okay. Each time the wearer uses a major psychic power, all enemies in their line of sight lose 30% of their deflection until start of the next turn.
I'll lay claim
The
to
bodies
the
of the defenders were clearly being prepared for some hideous ritual. I stopped him though. Dang. So that was it. So we got a cool axe that, you know, it does a lot of damage. I'd have to see if Pascal can wield that. He likes axes. Deal more damage to Xenos enemies. +15 weapon skill and bleeding, which is always good. Or, where was that one I picked up just now? Axis. There it is. Does a lot more damage. Has a bleeding. And deal additional damage. The first attack each round against a bleeding gives more AP. So I could get a free attack against bleeding people. That could be okay. Sure. I'll lose my weapon skill, but that's fine. Okay. What else? Is there any others I can put on? Probably not. Okay. So now we'll move. Again, trying to get to available 6. Don't know if I will. Because I keep saying I will and then I never do. Where's Janice? Is this Janice? Valstone. This is Janice, okay. Where's the other one? Fable 6 has the other one. Okay. Gotta go here to resolve the issue on Janice. Hello. We have established a Vox connection with the captain of the Heartless. He says the ship and her crew serve you faithfully while protecting the dynasty's trading vessels. What have you done so far? A Xenos threat was recently eliminated on board. It is unknown what forgotten compartment the creature had crawled out of, but it started taking over people's bodies and its gaze inflicted unbearable pain. Several brave voidsmen died trying to drive the abomination into the fuel chamber before it was finally incinerated and its ashes consigned to the void. That also reminds me I need to go to the deck and see if I can find the guy and the Medusa parasite thing. Ooh, okay. Alarming news from Janus. The webway gate has opened, bringing forth a wave of Xenos. I don't have diplomats because my complacency is 0, so military. Planetary wardens perish in a bloody battle between Crudarok's Eldari and Drukari raiders. Following Moran's victory, a fragile peace settles on Janus. That's great. So, quickly, let me see. Do I need to go to my quarters to see that? Or maybe talk to Urieliad or something? Maybe the chapel. You guys never have rumors for me, bruh. Okay, map. Maybe it'd be with the surgeon guy, P-urgeon. Never mind.
Greetings.
I'm gonna guess you'd be at the shrine. This person that survived, I'm just trying to find him. Because we brought him onto our ship.
A new challenge for me.
Okay, you guys are just doing your thingy. Lotus. Doesn't look like it. Okay, I'll try the astropathic choir. And then I'll just go to my room and see if there's the Medusa in there or something. I'm excited to do an evil playthrough next. Because I don't see how, like, I don't think I can comprehend how evil you can get here. Like, I can see myself getting people killed for dark gods or something, but I'm wondering, like, do I get demon friends? Do I get demons to summon into battle? Do I, like, what would I get for a evil playthrough? And then I'm gonna guess for a Puritan playthrough, the whole thing is like anti-aliens, so you'll just get full unlock to killing those things and demons. Nothing new for the trophies, it looks like. Yeah, it's a Necron skull. I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to talk to me. Yep. So he said they'd bring the Medusa to my ship, but it's not here, so I'm just gonna go on with my day, I guess. Can't say I didn't try. It's not gonna be a Heinrichs, right?
To what do I owe this visit?
Lord Captain?
Nope. I'm confuzzled. Maybe Dan Rock has it? I got new stuff with these guys. Level 10 solar still. Whenever the wearer hits a target with a melee attack, the armor is reduced by 2%. Meh. Minus 2 AP to reload cost. That could be good for her. Deflection. Deal more damage. That could be good for him, yeah. Stardy's Flamer. Creature armor. Inevitability. That could be good. For Pascal. Once the wearer's wounds drop below 50, they gain... Okay, so that's a revive, basically. Single attacks on an opening deal an additional plus 20% of the max wounds percent damage. Deadeye shots on an opening deal 30%. If the target of this axe's attack is suffering from exposed weakness, all energy damage dealt to the target is increased by 21%. If the target of the attack is not from both exploit and exposed weakness, both of these effects are inflicted on the target after the attack. Okay. The wearer's first attack during the first round of combat is free. Whenever the wearer attacks an enemy and triggers an exploit, it does one more exploit. This weapon ignores target armor and deflection, and has an extra attack which increases armor penetration of all subsequent attacks made against the same target for 10 rounds, or 10%. Ooh, feel full heal when I do the Pascal's ability. If worn by an overseer, the wearer can use overcharge multiple times per combat, but only once per round. What does overcharge do? An overseer. I don't know. Nah. Instantly destroys cover. Where also always auto dodges the first hit from each attack on the battlefield. Plus 7 deflection. Soul pattern long walls. Every psychic or navigator power used by the wearer ally deals additional direct damage to all enemies in combat, equal to 0. Dang. I almost bought them out. Whenever they perform a melee attack after a ranged attack, the target of the melee attack should pass a toughness resistance test with a minus 15% penalty or get knocked prone. Dodge and movement points. Nothing special about that, it's just a really OP shotgun. Whenever the wearer's area attacks deal damage to at least 2 enemies within a 2-cell radius from the wearer, they gain the ability to kick for free until the end of their turn. Each area attack... that one's kind of meh. Each attack from this decreases agility, toughness, and strength by 4 even when parried or dodged. Blood of Oath or Oath of Vengeance, they gain the use of dash. Increases the chance of triggering psychic phenomena, but all warp damage dealt by its wielder is increased. Plus 25 commerce and persuasion. If an ally under the effect of the Wearer's Bring It Down ability successfully hits an enemy with an attack or targets them with an ability, the Wearer gains +1 fellowship and willpower until the end of combat for each different enemy hit or targeted. Cool. Dodge reduction against Eldari and Drukhari increased by 40%. All types of physical damage dealt to targets hit by a shotgun pistol are increased by 33%. Plus 25 demolition and area attacks with weapons deal more damage. Deals more to stunned and staggered. Coercion and melee. 1 AP, and it has 2 different abilities. That's actually pretty good. That'll go on to Cassia. Never gonna use those abilities probably. Anti-vehicle. On successful hit, the shot explodes, dealing 20 impact damage to everyone in the area of effect around the target. How far is that? That sounds insane. Press the advantage does more. Allies of the wielder affected by psychic powers gain +3 resolve for 1 round. Single attacks inflict stunned. Damn! 70 to 100 damage. It has no armor penetration, but jeez. The wearer suffers 10% less warp, mental, and direct damage, +5 deflection against humans. Whenever they suffer a trauma, if possible, all allies immediately attack their nearest enemy with the attack normally costing the least amount. Meh. More toxic. Gain temporary wounds for each adjacent ally. Armor penetration. When the wearer's area attacks damage at least 2 enemies in 2 cell radius, the wearer gains 2 AP and it does not account towards their attack limit. Wearer becomes immobilized until the start of their next turn. Whenever the wearer slashes, dashes, or kicks, they gain 4 MP and 8 momentum. You have to have a zealot, so there's only like 2 people, 1 person, which would be Adira. Whenever the wearer is attacked, the attacker must pass a willpower resistance test, or the attack will only deal half, and they become staggered. That could be good for her. If the psi rating is 9 or higher, the sword has its damage, dodge reduction, and armor penetration increased by a percentage equal to veil degradation. Immobilized. Blood Oath or Oath of Vengeance. They gain 1 use of dash for free. Stalwart defense. Whenever the wearer fails to parry an attack, they can re-roll. If they are wielding dual melee weapons, they can do it twice. +1 deflection, reloading costs nothing. That's actually sick. When shooting the last shell from the shotgun, the shot ignores armor. Then they must pass an agility test or become immobilized. If the wearer is not wearing any armor, at the start of combat they gain plus dodge. The wearer's psi rating is increased. Dang, thank you for all that. Okay. 4 shots doing 21 each. I can get up to 84, which is higher than my lance weapon. And it's the same range. Whenever it hits an enemy hole, it has a 75% chance to start internal fires. 15 with low acceleration and braking. Yeah. Okay. After all that, okay, what was I gonna do? First off, Ulfar, I'm gonna do his first because he got a bunch of stuff. He got weapons, mainly guns. Yeah, so each crit with this bolter increases critical damage by 10 until end of round. That's better than that one. Bye-bye. Oh. Could go just full melee, basically. Yeah, I like that better. Then okay, and then he had armor he got. You get more armor deflection. Better reducing and damage. You gain more armor, or you gain more strength, and you suffer, when the wearer suffers damage more than or equal to 64, this armor unleashes a blast of energy dealing 20 to 25 power damage with armor penetration to any target in melee. Okay. I need to put another grenade on you. Whoops, that's here for grenades. Let me double check your things. When he hits with a ranged weapon, within that he gets perplexed. There's gotta be a better one. That could be good. He has that. He could do those. Yeah. He can get more movement and momentum just for using his abilities. Okay. I don't think that shadow field actually counts. Because he is a cover. What is overcharge? Cyber Mastiff. Okay, so not for him. Okay. First off, that one's just better. And we'll go with that. Make them priority target people. I think. Yeah. Okay. Then we're gonna... You didn't get boots, right? Yeah. So now we're gonna shift to Cassia because you got a new staff. Or was it this one? Yeah. Infusing and devastating. Whenever allies become targets of a navigator power that has not targeted in this combat, they gain +1 AP on their next turn, and it has those abilities. Yeah, so replace this one. And then okay. Then I was gonna go to Idira because of the armor, maybe. Where's the armor? There it is. She's not a zealot though. Okay. The only one would be Mirazai, but that can't happen. Really it? For armor? $15 armor if agility is higher, yeah. Same thing. Razai gets okay, and then I think I'm good for everything else. There's probably a lot more I could put on people, but I'm not going to waste that much time doing it. Is there anything for the pet shop? Nope. Okay. I guess we're just going to ignore the Medusa or whatever we brought on board. That's fine. So we're just gonna go up this way. Speed run. There was a malfunction in the engineering chamber during the warp journey. The accelerator cogitators stopped obeying the tech priests, and for a few precious moments, the ancient machines were left to their own devices. The crew managed to avoid serious breakdowns or accidents. Several acolytes of the cult Mechanicus were turned into servitors as penance, and the bosun gave out several triple watches to the voidsmen who dredged up the old rumors about the cursed ship. Okay. What's here? Loathsome discovery. I think this was where I was before with the gravity well. Seems right. Alright, unidentified beacon. The homunculus's prism that had been kept aboard the ship has activated again. Augurs detected another Drukhari beacon, only this time the dark artifact from the homunculus's laboratory establishes connection with it as soon as the ship enters orbit. The prism shows the next set of coordinates, but the beacon on the planet's surface continues emitting sinister signals. Scout team. This time around, the scout's face is no less loathsome than the last. Hundreds of those who were undoubtedly at some point humans are lined up in a chain of bizarre geometric shapes. Their bodies fused with each other at the hands and the feet, swing steadily, unable to fall. Tortured wails break through sewn lips, and burned out eye sockets gape outward from mutilated faces. God. And bring it aboard, I guess. That worked out last time. Removal of the beacon from its platform leads to a grotesque spectacle, as if the beacon had sent a signal. Unseen devices within the mutants activate subsequently, burning out each mutant's innards with a scarlet glow. One after the other, continuing down the chain, the poor soul's bodies slowly smolder and turn to ash. Ugh. That's messed up. Here. Yep. So we can come here for the event and get Solomourne. Hopefully. Oh, now the Heartless is here. Hello. What now? Ooh. The captain reports that the Heartless once took aboard a group of pilgrims who had found themselves in and out of the way starport with no means of leaving. After the faithful had been delivered to the nearest hive world, the servants discovered ammunition in the cables they had been occupying. It seems likely that they were not devotees after all, but rather mercenaries or even fugitives. And we got a bunch of grenades. Cool. I'll take it. Hello. A feud has broken out between two influential admirals of the Imperial Navy, having already led to armed skirmishes and even outright battles. Calling to attention a favor he once did for House von Valancius, one of the admirals has appealed to the rogue trader's colony for support. Shield him and get security. Provide him with materials for ship repairs. Support him with all the resources the colony has. Deny help. I'll do help him with ship repairs. I'm only doing this because it might do something else, so. The Admiral appreciates the assistance, which has exceeded his every expectation. From now on, his ships will watch over the colony. Awesome. Okay, it's time to go get Solomourne. Okay. Greetings. You've come to collect him, haven't you? Overseer Anthar, I mean? Yes, I did. Where is he? Emperor be praised. I mean, he is not far from here, carrying out routine cell inspections. You should have no trouble finding him. You look a little disturbed. Is he causing you trouble? He is most certainly not. He is an arbitrator, through and through, albeit a discharged one. It's just, he is so diligent in his work that us common people cannot keep up. What's the problem? Phobos 6 is a grim and dismal place, but how shall I put this? Master Anthar has made it unbearable. He has introduced new policies. Each shift now begins with a penitential scourging following an inspection. Ugh. Even the slightest offense merits 10 lashes, a thorough search, and yet even more punishment. And I'm talking about the jailers here. Do you spend your days breaking your back under the Sun Wolf's scorching gaze? Do you sweat and bleed as he licks at your skin with his flaming tongue? No. Tell me, what part of your duty do you deem unbearable? Humans grow weak. Is it their blood thinning, I wonder? Why is he dictating procedures? Are you not in charge? I am in charge of this sector, or was in charge anyway. The head of the colony said that now that we have an ex-arbitrator, we should heed his wisdom and learn from it. Called us planetoid-dwelling dust gorgers too, but that is besides the point. Are you saying the colony has become less functional? Quite the opposite. We have never enjoyed such strict discipline, except people are dying a bit too quickly. On both sides of the bars, I mean. Your Lordship, there have been several attempts on Master Anthar's life. The hate has grown stronger than the fear. Take him away from here, I beg you. Please take him away. Okay.
Follow my lead.
Gosh. You have one job. The ordinance entitled Anthar's Edict Amendment 12 contains a minute by minute schedule of each minute. Sorry, it's early in the morning. Contains a minute-by-minute schedule of each prisoner's duties and a detailed system of punishments for them. At the bottom is a seal with the inscription approved by the colony governor.
Halt! I noticed something.
Oh no, the prisoners are being punished. We can't have that. That's preposterous. The wearer can use their assault onslaught ability twice a turn. There's something wriggling in the prisoner's rags, a rat greedily gnawing the flesh off a still living man. Its emaciated victim only twitches a finger convulsively.
None shall stand in my way.
Ooh. But
The machine god grants me insight.
critical damage dealt by the wearer with pistols is increased by 36% if Laura Imperium is 150 or greater. Heat waves emanate from the huge mining machine. Overheating could be the cause of the work stoppage. The ordinance entitled... it's the same thing. Hello? Same thing. What the? It doesn't matter, you're already dead. Just shot him up. Hi. Who opened your cells? Who did it? Speak or your deaths will be... Glato? Bro. What happened here? A pathetic attempt on my life. The second one today. One of the jailers left the cells unlocked so the prisoners could do their dirty work. No matter. I'll find the culprits and execute each and every one of them. I was told you had been discharged. How did that happen? I failed the mission. Failed everyone. There were too many enemies. The situation was against us. No, I am not making excuses. It was not my first mission to go awry, but I didn't have Glato with me. I was sloppy, unfocused. I ordered the retreat too late. I managed to drag one of the arbitrators to the infirmary. The man died of his wounds. Bottom line, the objective was not accomplished. 10 arbitrators were lost, and their commander was somehow left alive. Like a coward, I hoped to be executed, but the marshal sent me to rot on Fabulous 6 instead, and he was right to do so. Why are you not wearing a rebreather? The air here is noxious. I'm too used to arbitrator helmets. They do not cover the lower part of the face. As for my well-being, frankly, I couldn't care less. Come on, I've already submitted a petition to have you reinstated. No, stop, I can't leave. I'm guilty. Guilty? What are you talking about? I have judged myself and handed down the sentence. Not because of the demotion, though it was the last straw. I cannot do it anymore. I cannot look at the lying governors, the scoundrels who succumb to corruption, or the Xenos who consort with humans because, throne take me, it is permitted under the law of your sector. But above all else, I cannot bear to look at myself, an arbitrator who is coming apart at the seams, who turns into a rat without his dog, who is no longer believing that the Lex Imperialis prevails anywhere at all. You have seen the true face of your kind's world, ugly, cruel, and deceitful. But the pain you feel is not the end. You have a choice, even now, even here. Even the way you broke was boring. Go on then. Kamara devours millions like you every day. You will not get to savor your martyrdom for long. What about Glato? I don't have the right to keep him anymore. Deliver him to the Marshal. He'll find Glato a new master. Glato, Protocol Mortem 80. Guard the target. He is not listening to me. Is this the aftermath of that damned mission on Thasera? Or did the tech priest have to reset him to basic protocols? Throne, what difference does it make? My dog. I can't even give him one last order. Why now, Glato? Was the sentence. I will serve on Fable 6 until either the world itself or the inhabitants end my existence. Until that day, I will mold the prison into a paragon of imperial order. Glato has protected you from the convict. Is that not enough for you? We used to act as one, but not anymore. The last remnants of my composure are gone. Look at me. I'm a human scrap, not an arbitrator. Just an appendage to a cybermastiff. You do realize that we are talking about a half-servitor, a tool. There is no meanness in him, no fickleness. Tell me I'm mad, but he's my dog, and without him I lose all reason. Nope, I'm not leaving without you. You will. You can't stand here forever. You are in pain, and you are hurting yourself even more to block it all out. Wounds need to be healed, not opened up further. Is this pity? How far I must have fallen in your eyes if it has come to this. Yeah, that's a good one. These two are the top and bottom are good choices, but I'll say this. You are only human, just like the people you judge. Make peace with yourself and find a new way to serve the law. I never thought I would take comfort in naive platitudes. Clearly, I'm losing my grip. You protect Plato and you draw strength from that. Perhaps one day you will want to protect human lives too. I'm too used to hating. I don't even know what life without hatred looks like. Not so lousy, perhaps. Fable 6 has become your twisted reflection, other torment in part of your own punishment. You have grown tired of violence, tired of carrying out executions. None of this is because of me. They all get what they deserve. But for some reason, I no longer feel satisfaction carrying out my duties. You have convinced me. To the void with Veilbo 6. My place is not here. I'm ready to serve once more. I'll head to my ship at once. If you need anything, you can find me at my usual post. Okay. The wearer can use ranged weapons in melee. The wearer's ranged attacks against adjacent targets is increased critical hit chance. The wall which was destroyed in the Drukari attack has been partially rebuilt. A bold hand has left an inconspicuous message. It was better under the Xenos.
Victory awaits.
Nothing back here. I think that's all. Yep. Bye-bye. Okay. If I go back to Bridge, I can talk to him, and I'll see if I can suit up for him. Nope, nothing new. Yeah, there he is.
Rogue trader.
We should discuss your return.
Yes, I've been looking for a chance to have this conversation. I must tell you something about my past, so that we might consider the matter closed. If you agree to hear me out, that is.
Okay.
It's about what really pushed me into the pit of anger. Back in Calixis, before I was promoted to Proctor, I served in the same squad with another arbitrator, Emerson. He wasn't just a comrade. We entered the Schola Progenium together. We went through training together. We were assigned to the same hive world. He was like a brother to me, and I killed him.
You killed him?
Remember that mission I told you about? The one that cost me my arm? It was Emerson who sold us out to the crime syndicate and compromised the raid. I was badly wounded in the fight, lying on the floor, barely alive. The rest of the squad had gone to scout the area, and Emerson stayed to guard me. He didn't notice that I was awake. He was talking over the Vox. He kept demanding bigger payment, and when he started giving our coordinates, I shot him in the back of the head. I figured that we weren't making it out of there alive, so I logged my final report, attached my Vox to Glato's collar, and told him to return to the headquarters. Then, I passed out again, and when I came to, I had already been captured. The heretics tortured me for days, but I held on until the exaction squad arrived.
Was an exaction squad?
A special unit. Exaction squads are dispatched to track down and apprehend dangerous criminals. They were investigating Emerson's betrayal, and it had led them to the heretics' hideout, where I was being held prisoner.
Why did the heretics capture you instead of just killing you on the spot?
I was right by their contact's corpse. They had to know how I found them out, and what else I knew about them. He tried to beat the answers out of me, tried long and hard. I kept my mouth shut, because I knew that the second I started talking, they would dispose of me.
How did you survive?
I could throw pretty words at you about how I went through the Injunctor Call to know my mind, or prayed to the Emperor, but I did pray, and I was well trained to tolerate pain, but every arbitrator has their limit. When I was almost broken, what helped me through was hatred. I kept recalling that bastard's face and smothered any base thoughts I had about welcoming death again and again. Hours of agony, hours in the whirlpool of pure rage.
I mean, I don't blame you if you knew he was selling you out. Yep, you gotta kill him, doesn't matter. What happened next?
I was put under investigation, but was cleared of the charges and assigned to piety without Glato. The most corrupt hive world in the Drusis marches. 2 years among the vilest dregs of humanity. It was a test, and I passed. I got my promotion, got Glato back. But after Emerson's betrayal, I was never the same.
You did the right thing.
I know.
Have you recentered yourself?
Firmly. It was your words that pulled me out of that darkness, and you have my gratitude. I've been reflecting on the spirit of his law and what the Emperor himself wants for us. If anyone had told me before that I would be thinking about things like that, I probably would have caved their face in. But the truth is, I no longer see heresy in such thoughts. No, it's the opposite. I feel like they bring me closer to the Emperor.
Okay, I think I'm gonna leave this episode here because I'm running out of time. But next time we'll keep talking to Solomourne, and then I guess we'll move just north. There's that system with the seer that Heinrichs wants us to save from a Drukhari attack. And then there might be a couple other rumors we gotta go around and see, and then finally just go to Dargonis and talk to Calcazar and try to see what we're gonna do about the raids and the cults of the Final Dawn popping up, and what's our game plan, and maybe we might have to get rid of them because he's getting a little power hungry from what I've noticed. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice day.